Hey there, everybody. This is Bob Sorrentino from Italian Roots and Genealogy. And we have a little different format today. We're not going to do a deep dive into genealogy.
Well, maybe just
Never know.
a smack in the face in the genealogy.
I love genealogy.
Yeah,
It's one of my. Yeah.
it's like next to Stratego.
Did we lose Bob? Are we now in charge of this show?
We now own his show. Thank you guys for coming tonight.
So we're gonna be talking about a lot about genealogy. We're gonna talk about archaeology. We're gonna talk about biology.
Every G you can count on.
Any ology we can do. This is good. This is usually what happens to Lou and I. We're invited to shows and then they leave. And
This is fantastic. I wish you could see comments though. I can't listen to comments here.
there he is.
There I am. So, it's a good thing I'm on with comedians.
We took over for a little bit. You might not want to see the first minute of your show when you play this back.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's good that we're on with comedians. So anyway, I'm going to do the introduction again. I'm here with two very, very funny guys, if you haven't figured it out. Carlo Russo and Lou Greco, and they're the Uncle Louie Variety Show. So welcome, guys. Great to have you here.
Hello. Hi, Bob. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Bob.
Forever. We would have had an hour show doing
we would have had.
You guys know how to do a show. You don't need me to do the show.
Yeah,
so that's a good thing.
But thank you for having us.
Oh, no, that's great. So I wanted to start off by asking you, for starters, just a little bit about your background. So obviously both of you guys are Italian. So Lou, where's your family from, and where did they come to in the United States?
My father is from Mendocino, Calabria, and that's near Cosenza. And my mother's from Spadafora, Sicily. And my father came over to New York City at first and then came over to Syracuse. My mother, she came just straight over to Syracuse. And that's where they met.
And Carlo, you're actually real Italian, yes?
Real Italian? Is that what they say? Real Italian? I was
from Italy.
Yeah, I'm a European. Yes, I'm European. I was born in Sicily, Palermo, but we lived in a town called Balestrade in Castellammare del Golfo, and then we also lived in Germany for 3 years before we immigrated. Like Lou's dad, we went to New York first, and then we came to Syracuse where my family was, and we've been here ever since. Yay.
So you guys are, unlike me, you guys are upstate New Yorkers.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Of course. You know, for me, anything north of the Bronx is upstate, of course.
Is upstate, right. We're Canadian American. We're so close to Canada. I mean, it's we're about an hour and a half away from Canada. So we're upstate.
Yeah.
So we fidget a lot. You know, we have the fidget a lot because if I lean forward, tell me because I'm not supposed. So I'm straight out of hip surgery, folks, this week, and that's why you see the beard. I look like 15 years older than I normally do.
It's a week today, Lou. Week today.
It's a week today. Yeah. So, and if you want to go back and see me on some serious drugs going live, holy crap! I went and saw it back today.
Yeah,
I don't know what I was talking about.
I unfortunately saw it live and still have no idea what you're talking about.
And so how's the sleeping? You sleeping all right?
It was brutal this first week. So it's every 2 hours, get up, pee, come back. And then, your mind races. There's pain in specific areas, but it is what it is. You get through it. I wanted to do it because, I want a better life. The last 5 years, it's been killing me. Carlo knows. I mean, we're on the road together all the time.
It's not pretty.
I put everything on the stage as well as he does, and to come off the stage and I'm like limping. I can't even, that whole area just from old squad injuries, whatever injury I had that was damaged in there. And the one thing though is good. I'm not feeling the pain in that area anymore. It's gone. So I cannot wait to have a better quality of life right now. So
you just sleeping. The sleeping quality is going to have to be so much better.
Oh my God, it's going to be and quality on stage too, because on stage there's certain things I couldn't even tie my shoe for 3 years.
No,
left side. So
watching him putting on socks is it's quite a vision.
Yeah,
quite a vision.
Hanging on to shit. It's ridiculous. I don't want to swear. Is that bad? If I slip up, I'm sorry.
Well, I was lucky because I have we have walk-in showers. So when I had the knee done, it wasn't I didn't have to lift up and get into a tub and all of that kind of stuff and everything.
Yeah. You guys sound horrific.
We sound fucking old, don't we?
And I'm the oldest one probably here.
No. I got the
vacuum. I was like walking with this walker. I'm like, "Como no vacuum."
Hey, Bob, you asked us about our you speak Italian, or where you from?
No, I only know some of the dirty words. When I was growing up, my grandparents, of course, were from Italy, and whenever they didn't want us to know something, they would of course talk in Italian.
Yeah.
I wish I did, but my family's my mother's Bade is from Torito, and my father's from Naples. His family is from Naples, and they came 1915. And I'll tell you two funny stories about my family real quick. My father's father was in the seminary to become a priest.
Wow.
And my grandmother...
That would have been different.
Well, he used to tell a story that my grandmother used to come past and flirt with him. And that's why he left. But I found out the real story. You have to many years.
He had a different calling.
Yeah, he did. That her because she was from a aristocratic family, that her fancy carriage broke down in front of the seminary. He helped to fix it, and that was the story. Luckily, the carriage broke down, or I wouldn't be here.
Is that a believable story, or is it?
No, yeah, that's
the story.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the story. Yeah.
How crazy is that something random like that?
That's life, right? Yeah.
Isn't that funny? And now my mom's family, my grandfather had fought in the Libyan War in like 1911, and when World War II broke out, my grandmother said, "You're not going into another war. You were away for the first one." Her brother was in America, so they came to America. They left my uncle Giovanni, 2 years old, with his grandparents in Torito. He never came till 35 years later.
Really?
Didn't see his parents for 35 years, had never met his brothers and sisters.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
And he had to go to Toronto first for 5 years with his family. He spent 5 years in Toronto with his family.
It was easier to immigrate from Canada to America.
Couldn't come in. Even though my uncles, I have 5 uncles that fought in World War II. No grace. They had to wait.
What year was that again? 19 what?
He came in 50. He came to Canada in 1950 and America in like 54, 55.
Right. Yeah, we've got a lot of cousins in Montreal and Toronto. So,
everybody used to go to Canada. Yeah, they would take that extra step because I believe at one point Canada was easier to immigrate to the States than it was from Italy to the States or something like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So how did you two guys meet? High school? I guess high school.
High school, yeah. We say the story all the time, and it sounds like it's fake, but it's not. We were in Italian class, and we spoke.
You needed an Italian class?
Well, that was an easy. Trust me,
it's an easy A for you.
You wanted an easy A. You went to Italian class, so we did that, and we had rest in peace, Mr. Parisi, our teacher, and he couldn't do enough. He couldn't do enough to keep us apart. I mean, he would put us in the back, and we would write jokes and stuff like that, and we would get in trouble. He would try to split us up, and we would find a way back to each other to write more jokes, and we would just go back to my house and record them as kids, and we would dream about one day doing what we're doing. But that's how we met.
We'll be right back. Experience Italy like never before, traveling with a scheduled group or create your own bespoke tour with friends with philitaly.com. Pack your bags and follow Phil. That's www.philitaly.co.
Wow. So that's something that you were the class cut-ups way back then, huh?
We always knew we had something to say.
Who always had something to say, for sure.
Nobody wanted to listen, but we had something to say.
We had better, like when we did videos and different things like that, and the way we would write the videos. I was always invested into broadcasting and video editing and stuff. Like I always wanted to do that in comedy. So, we got together and it was like we clicked. It was like, okay. Then we got into doing some cable access shows. We had a show called Syracuse City, where we just off the wall, crazy.
Nothing Italian.
Videos. Nothing Italian. Yeah, nothing Italian. Back then it was more just how crazy can we get? We had, like, for instance, we had a video called The Hall Runners, and it was all in Technicolor and this, and it was kind of like dun 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 dun.
It was kind of like
Charlie's Angels theme thing, and then it was like stop, and all we did was run halls. It's called The Hall Runners, and it was
we got together back then. We were huge fans and still are Mighty Pythons and all that kind of humor. So we kind of obviously did what we were what we loved. So we would Italian humor didn't really get. We started about 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago. We did the whole Uncle Louie thing. But prior to that, it was always regular comedy, sketches, Saturday Night Live kind of stuff.
Because I don't think, and Carlo and I talked about it. We don't think it would have went 20 years ago, 25 years ago, because people didn't live it yet, so they've lived it for 25 years now. And now when we did it, it was like, oh, that's my nonno. That's my uncle. That's oh my God, that's my family. They're crazy. And that's how we started getting followers and started going up.
Yeah, well, piggyback off of that, because you have to understand, if we did it 20, 30 years ago, the Nonas and the Zias and the Zios, they would have been 30 years old themselves at that time. So there was no, but now we can do that because people our age, 30s, 40s, and 50s, they remember, oh yeah, that's what, some people have lost their aunts and uncles and grandparents. So we bring that back a little bit. So that's why we think it works now, because, the ages have all grown up,
Yeah, right. Sure. So I have to ask you, because my, two of my all-time favorites were, I mean, I love the Marx Brothers. I actually did a little skit at work one time where we the boss wanted us to do something like make a movie, and we did the Marx Brothers scene, and I was Groucho, where they all pile into the stateroom, and it was great fun. But Chico, you gotta love Chico Marx.
Yeah.
And Mr. Bacciagalup from the Lou Costello Show just was, I will still watch him now when I crack up.
Yeah.
What I loved about that show, never realized it when I was a kid,
yeah.
But what I loved about that show now was they had all the stereotypes covered. They had the Irish cop, they had the Italian fruit man, they had the Jewish landlord, and the waspy girlfriend.
Nobody was woke. No one was woke.
No,
there's no woke. Yeah.
Nobody really gave a shit back then.
Nobody cared.
Funny.
But it exactly.
And it was good.
It was funny.
It was
funny.
Good. Yeah.
Because it's getting a little. It's getting not to get a little. It's just a lot ridiculous out there, and I think a lot of the comedians, which they're right, are just fed up with it.
It's jokes.
Shit. Just do what we got to do and make people laugh. That's it. Smile. It's fun. It's just a joke. It's just funny. There's a little bit of truth in every humor. Laugh about it. We're Italian.
Lou just went real loud. Is that?
Yeah, he was probably just talking like an Italian. He got loud.
No, I think everything. That's all right.
But to your point about that stuff, they were funny, and you could still repeat. I could still do those skits from Chico Marx or Lou Costello or those people. It sticks with you.
It's funny that you said that. Lou and I actually did our version of Abbott and Costello, Who's on First, and we made it into the Italian. If an Italian version was made, and we did that, and we made it into a soccer reference instead of baseball, and we did that on stage, and people just, as they're watching it, they're going, "What are they doing?" And then when they figured it out, they're like, "Oh my God, this is incredible how we did that." And it's on YouTube. You can check a little bit of it out.
It's called Who's the Striker?
Who's the Striker?
Who's the Striker? And it was the one sketch we did on stage, because Carlo and I, we don't script anything. We have a concept and we roll with it. And then we go back and forth, and we're good at going back and forth and showing it because it's real, The one thing about that, Who's the Striker, is if you don't get that right, because those are legends that did that. Hours we did this, and it's only 3-minute sketch, 4-minute sketch,
if that, yeah.
And it's hours and hours of painstaking. Okay, we need to make sure we get this right because first base, second base, back to first base. That's that's he's in the. So we had to get those goalkeeper, winger, striker, left wing, left back. So we're using all these little things. But if you don't hit that right, if you're doing a legend stuff, it better be legendary, or you're going to go right down the drain.
And I'll tell you, we had nothing but people loving it, but still we felt like, man, these are legends. We never really felt comfortable doing it. It was because it's like Louie said, you better do it right because everybody knows that one.
It is the only sketch we've ever done where people are listening. They're not laughing. So the first time we did, and we were on, it
was awesome.
Like we were doing it before, we were doing the whole day.
Yeah, in the car.
We have a 2-hour show, okay? The whole day we are doing 4 minutes of the show, okay? Because the other hour, 2 hours, but this 3 minutes, we have to, give legends their due. So we want to make sure it's perfect.
And we love it.
The one we did where at the end of the sketch, and I was nervous and he was nervous.
Oh, absolutely.
And at the end of the sketch, when we hit the punch, everybody went nuts. And they went, "Oh my God, I can't believe you tied all that in." And we're like, "Oh my," out of the 2-hour show, those 3 minutes made us sweat the most.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because like you say, you're comparing yourself to everybody knows what you're doing. And when they figured it out, you better have done it justice. And I believe we did. And I think it's one of our more unique. Unfortunately, COVID stopped us from continuing that for the rest of the year. We probably did. How many shows you think we did with that, Lou? 7 before COVID stopped us? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. No, we did more. I'm pretty sure
more.
We did 10
so
12.
Maybe a dozen.
Yeah.
Out of 80 shows that we had scheduled that year when COVID hit.
It was the most fun. It was the most fun.
And nerve-wracking.
I bet.
So one thing, and you can catch it now, like Carlo and I, at one point, we were on stage and it got a little bit reversed.
Yes.
Now, the crowd doesn't know this.
Nope.
So one of us will get each other back on track.
Right.
And then it starts again. Crowd didn't know it. And I'm like, oh my God, how did we almost screwed that up so bad. And then I found another reel of Who's on First. And I saw Abbott and Costello do it.
The same thing.
Not the same thing that we did, but close. They kind of screwed it up. You can see a smirk in Costello's mouth, right? Like, and kind of eye contact,
Yeah.
Wow, see that. oh my God, I thought it was, we had to be perfect, but those guys did that stuff. And
I saw Paul McCartney live maybe 10 years ago or something like that.
We did too.
He was doing like "We Can Work It Out" or one of those old Beatles songs. And they started up, and he said, wait. I forgot the words. We're going to start that over again. And everybody just went, oh, okay.
What are you going to do? There's 50,000 people there. Hey, deal with
and he said, I sang this song 10,000 times. I forgot the words, but it happens. I was in a band and I forgot the words, lots of times. So I have to ask you, the characters that you do, I'm guessing they're based on real people. Yeah. Loosely.
Everybody else's. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Everybody knows somebody like that. That's true.
Yeah. Uncle Louie,
like everybody has an Aunt Mary, of course, right? So.
Yeah, my Uncle Louie is more about, it's more surrounded around my dad. Carlo knew my father. Like, there's a lot of mannerisms. I even watched the video and I'm like, oh my God.
It's scary.
My dad. And then the other 10, there's another 10% that is uncles, aunts, uncles, and some different things that are in there. And my other character, Tia Maria, is just
Mostly.
I've got a lot of tias, my tia Anna. I've got a lot of tias on the other side that I just love the way they talk. I love their mannerisms. My tia Anna, she makes me laugh. She doesn't even know she's funny. You know what? We'll be sitting there and she's like, Flavia, she'll be talking to my mother. Flavia, this lady over there, she's a lady. She's a little bit, and she'll just keep talking. Just that little, she's a little bit, I'm dying. I'm laughing at the table. And then she'll look at me and she'll go, I know. She's so funny.
Yeah, so these characters, like Louie said, when we came out with Uncle Louie, and I put the first video that we did. It's going to be 11 years in August, and was kind of like an impression of his father loosely. But when we came into Pasqualino, which is Uncle Lou's brother, fake brother, Zio Pasqualino or Uncle Pasqualino, whatever you want to call him, he was kind of like a made-up kind of a character, more like a Jerry Lewis animated, not really, just kind of be goofy. And I wanted to do that because I didn't want to have two Uncle Louis, because you need you got to have some kind of contrast of what, of different things going on in comedy. So I kind of made him a little bit crazier and hard of hearing and all that kind of stuff. And but as the years have gone on, I think he's kind of morphed into my father. I brought him more into reality. Because the growth of the Uncle Louie characters, at one time they were all siblings, Tia Maria, Tia Rosa, Uncle Louie, and Zio Pasqualino, and we thought, we need a marriage, we need something, we need a element of two people being married. So then we kind of changed it where Pasqualino and Tia Maria are married, and then there's brother-in-law and sister-in-laws and all that kind of stuff. So we made him a little bit more into like reality, because he couldn't be a real person the way I had him at first. He was just a clown pretty much. So I think we just grabbed ideas of, our parents, or like Louie said, relatives, stereotypes, all the stuff that we grew up with, and we kind of make the best of it. And it's worked so far.
Hey, Car, your microphone is rubbing against your thing.
Oh, let me see. All right, hold on. Is that better? Maybe
That's
I
better.
can.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you a quick Aunt Mary story, true story. Aunt Mary worked at the bakery in Corona, Queens. This was probably mid to late 50s.
Yeah.
And Profaci walks in with his two sons, and he's wearing a white fedora. And as he comes strolling in, my aunt says, "There goes Charlie Chan with his two sons." And he looks at her and he keeps walking. The two sons are laughing and they go in the back. Now, the owner of the bakery, his Profaci was his cousin. So, you put things together, right? As he comes walking out, he looks at my aunt and he says in Sicilian, "You're a real wise one." Again, the two boys are cracking up as they walk out of the place. Her boss comes running out, says, Mary, what are you doing? Don't you know who that is? She goes, yeah, it's Profaci, the olive oil man. Profaci, the olive oil man. He was the olive oil man, but he's also the godfather at the same time.
Oh, ouch.
That Profaci, yeah. And but she could get away with it. She had that personality. And every time he came in after that, he would, shoot her a look. But the characters are great. I love the outfits, the sweater and all of that kind of stuff. But now you also have a musical component, which is great. In fact, I was just listening to Parmesan the other day. Great song. I mean, so how do you come up? I've played in a band. I've written songs. How do you come up with the parodies like that? What sparks that?
That's all Lou.
Yeah. I mean, I've always done that. That's my focus on his music side, and Carlo plays the guitar, so it's easy for me to write something where I know I'm like, all right, he's gonna get this easy, So I write something, I write it down. We did write one together, but for me, it's like if I don't have complete silence, I go nuts. I can't focus on the melody that's in my head, So if the melody's in my head and I'm trying to get words to match the melody, but we did do one together called Turidu Pichiridu, which is freaking hilarious. That's another one we have, but parodies are a little bit different. We try to make our original songs just old school folk Italian style, Blue Monty style,
You don't need much, yeah.
Yeah, very simple, very easy, very fun, very jumpy.
And love it.
Yeah, it's easy to play, it's easy to bounce around, and they're easy for transitions on the stage. You don't have to get some big production. We get the accordion, we get the guitar, we're good.
I've done that too. I have the same thing. I have a great partner, my friend Brian Riley. He's only half Italian and he's only half happy, but
that's okay.
I would come up like you. I would come up with a melody or some lyrics and say, Brian, I think there should be a rockabilly song. 2 days later, he's got this whole thing worked out, of great lead and everything like that. So I have to send you the ravioli song. You're happy to use it, or if you want to play it. It's about when my cousin Frank sat on the ravioli. True story. It was out there, laid out on the couch with the sheet on it. He walks over, plops right in it.
He said, he sat on a ravioli.
On the raviolis. My uncle would make them, fresh raviolis, and they put them on the sheet to dry on the couch. They were there every year.
Gotcha.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
So you wrote a song.
Brian and we wrote a song about it. 50 years later, this pops into my head, cousin Frank sitting on a ravioli. So it's, I'll send it to you. And, if you ever want to use it, feel free to use it.
Today was the first actual day that I could sit like this for a period of time.
Yeah, you look normal.
Yesterday was a little brutal. Today, it's hurting, right now, but first time today was sitting at the piano for an hour, at least an hour. The other day 2 days ago, I tried sitting at the piano just to pass the time, because what are you doing? I can't do anything. I'm stuck. So I'm trying to pass the time. I sat at the piano. I literally sang a song for 30 seconds, and it was like I ran a marathon.
Yeah.
I was breathing heavy, sweating. I'm like, I'm done. Can't do it.
Yeah.
So, but today, I started doing a little bit. I got what I started writing in my head was the hip replacement blues. So I'm going to use that whole freaking thing.
He's dangerous. He's dangerous when he's alone.
I know. I started thinking of
Hey,
crazy.
if you want a verse, if you want a verse on knee replacement, just let me know because
we're gonna be the injury comedians.
The injury comedians. 444.
444. You break a leg, call us. No, but that getting back to the music and what we do, that actually played into why we decided to make it a variety show. Because again, how do you take a 3-minute video that we put on YouTube or Facebook and make a 2-hour show with it? So that kind of helped us into building what we are now, the Uncle Louie Variety Show. And going back when we were younger, watching like Carol Burnett and all the variety shows I had back then, even with Donnie and Marie and all that stuff that we grew up with and all the repeats as well. It kind of made sense for us. We can do our skits, we can do our stand-up, we can do the music. We have all those breaks in between. We can play videos if there's a screen, and so it's an easy way to be creative instead of just like, okay, we got 45 minutes, stand up, and that's it. So we're kind of proud of what we have because we can imagine and kind of do it, and people are not going to be like, well, this is weird, this is different, because they already know that's what we do. We're variety, so it kind of helps.
Carlo and I talked about in the beginning. I said, if we're going to do an hour-and-a-half show, 2-hour show, we want to take people through an adventure, kind of like, through an experience, rather than just have one thing they're looking at for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Kind of take them through an experience, take them through one character, then another character, then songs, then another character, then song, then stand-up, then songs, then hit them totally different things all the way through. By the end of the 2 hours, they're like, what the hell did I just watch? That was freaking awesome, and then end it on a nice high note. God bless everybody. We're done. And they came and watched an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, I don't know if you know her. It's a little bit like Candace Guardino. She kind of does a one-woman show.
Yes.
Called Italian Bread, BRED.
Oh, absolutely.
And we saw it not too long ago. And that's kind of what she did. She's one woman show, but she has some video on there and she intertwines that, and she's a fabulous singer.
Absolutely.
Doesn't sing like me, that's for sure. I sound like a cross between Bob Dylan and Mick Jagger. Well, on a good day. Well, yeah. They made him.
They made it. I mean, don't sell yourself short. They're legends.
Yeah. Well, I'm a legend in my own mind. So,
aren't we all?
So when are you coming to New Jersey? We need to get you here on the Jersey Shore.
We're definitely going to Hamilton, where we're set up to try to get up to Bergen County. Tony's working on that. Jersey Shore, I thought he had a couple of places. So,
the place where Candace played is really, really, really nice. It's the was it the Two River Theater or something like that? It's right by the train station. Nice stage, brand new venue, really nice.
What city?
That's in Red. I'm in Bradley Beach, but that's in Red Bank.
Are you guys close to Atlantic City at all?
I'm about an hour and a half. Atlantic City's real south. I looked up. Your Hammond is by Egg Harbor. I think that's about an hour. But we love comedy in Central New Jersey at the shore. So where I'm at. I'm by Asbury Park.
Oh, okay.
That's where we are. He is looking at a place there. I'll tell him about the River Theater though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in Red Bank, really, it's really cool place. And so where are the shows going to be? What do you have lined up for the next month or so?
Well, right now the 4th and 5th, we're going to be in Boston. We're going to be at the Woburn, Massachusetts, at the South End Italian Club for a couple of dinner shows over there, 4th and 5th. Then the 19th, we are going to be in Coscob, Connecticut. And then we're set up for Philadelphia in the first week of April right now. Yeah. Tony is working on a ton of different shows right now. But I think right now, after COVID crap, we will start doing, periodically some shows, 4 or 5 shows. And then I think September next year, it's just going to be loaded.
Yeah, right now we have the dates that are out, tickets that are stuff. Just go to the Uncle Louie Variety Show.com and then just look up tour and like Louie said, everything up there. But Tony, when we say Tony, he's our manager. So he has about, I think he said he has about 20 new dates within the next week that's going to go up. So yeah, just keep looking, and a lot more people are getting a hold of us now because of spring and summer is right around the corner, and a lot of people are doing their festivals that they weren't able to do in the last couple of years. So now we're hearing a lot of these festivals popping up, and so we've gotten a lot of interest from the festivals. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, here, at Candace's show, which was a couple of months ago, it's just when that Omicron was coming out. So everybody was masked, but it was okay. But yeah, it's starting to get relaxed here now. We haven't had too many cases. So
us as well.
I think we lost Lou. Maybe he fell off the chair or something like that. There he is. So I wanted to ask you, you're going to bring the walker on the stage and work it into the act, or?
Well, I got some. I got walker. I've got crutches. So I was just had to walk around a little bit because I'm in a little bit of pain right now.
Right. Yeah.
Getting straight up. So, but yeah, it's going to be next Friday. So I got to keep moving and making sure that I can do this. And come rain or shine or whatever, if they're dragging my ass over there, we're doing this show.
We're wheeling them. We're going to wheel them up there.
I saw Meatloaf in 1978 or 77 or 78. Right after he fell off the stage, and he did the whole show from a wheelchair.
Well, hey,
and he was great. He was rolling around.
Listen, when you have a contract, you have a contract. You gotta play. No, but in our case, Louie's character is supposed to be about 80 years old, anyways. So it works right into that sweet spot of him having some crutches or something.
We got a whole new bunch of improv to do on stage this time. There's a lot of stuff that we do, like every show. If somebody has seen the show, they'll see the same show for the year. Because this is the hard comedy tour that we have. But there's little bits and pieces inside it that are improv, and they're a little bit different. But we do go off on little tangents every now and then. And it makes it for a better show.
And I guess it keeps it kind of fresh for you guys too, right? Because going up there and doing the same old thing all the time.
We're trying to make each other laugh. We battle to make each other laugh, and he'll say something that'll make me laugh, and then
vice versa, yeah.
And then I'll give him a face or something, and he'll start to, crumble a little bit. But
what?
Yeah. Never a lot, but just enough to where the audience sees it.
And they laugh too. They love it.
They love it. Real,
Yeah, they love them.
Well, yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, sure. I mean, that, like you said, it keeps it spontaneous. And hey, everybody knows that it's hard being up there. I'm sure. I know when I first started playing music a little bit, my friend who taught me and brought me along with him just to stand out there with him one day said to me, "You look real nervous." And I said, "I am." And he said, "Just remember 2 things." He said, "Don't stop playing. And everybody out there wants to be where you are."
Well, the thing
is true.
Yeah, the thing with Louie and I is, and we could say this, and I know I can speak for him, we've not spent 1 second on being nervous at all. We hate the green room, waiting, 2 hours left. I'll tell you right now, and I know I can speak for him, we'll go up there and do 4 hours. We don't care because we'd rather be on stage than sit around on a couch in some kind of, warehouse or club or whatever it is. So to us, being on stage is so comfortable. So yeah, we've never had that second. And we played in Australia. We've played in Canada, throughout the States. And even when we didn't know what we were going to do, we still didn't go out there nervous,
Well, you can come and play my backyard. I can't pay you any money, but I'll make you lunch.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Well, listen, guys, this has been absolutely fabulous. I really appreciate you taking the time. Give us again the website and the Facebook group and everything so people know where to find you.
The Uncle Louie Variety Show.com. You can go on our website. You can buy tickets there. You get everything there. You can subscribe to our newsletter we send out once a month. And we do custom videos for everybody. If you want to get, if you want to quit, if you want to say happy birthday or whatever.
If you want a divorce.
We don't give a shit. If you want to get a divorce, we'll tell him off. It doesn't matter. And then on Facebook.
So you'll actually quit for somebody. They don't have to do it. You just send a video of you.
Absolutely.
So you have to give me an example of quitting.
We haven't done the fired yet. No one's hired us for that yet. There's more.
You think I'm gonna work to my mom? You think I'm gonna work? I'm gonna quit. Go take a shit from you.
And then we might end it with I guess that's our 2-week notice, and then it would cut. There's something like that.
Send to the check.
Yeah.
So we have all that on the UncleLouieVarietyShow.com. We're on Facebook. We're the Uncle Louie Variety Show. We're on Instagram as the Uncle Louie Variety Show.
There's a pattern.
Simple for everybody, and we do have.
And
if you want to quit, you got that video. If you want to quit,
and Carlo will go over our podcast information.
Yeah, we have. We also have our podcast through the Disruption Network. You can find us on Apple and Google Play and all that. Podcast places that you go. Ours is called Hold the Sarcasm Podcast. We do it with our partners Z and Todd from the Disruption Network from Utica, New York, and we also we haven't started yet, but after the surgery and all that good stuff, we're gonna bring back our straight out of the basement. We're gonna bring back the members only streamcast. We used to have on Thursday nights live on our channel. So we're going to bring that back hopefully in about a month or so. And that's about it.
Show off everything. One of our fans sent me this. Just had a joint replacement. It comes in this beautiful thing, and then she sends this as well. Straight up. And then I got Tia Palich, who is part of our show. He sends me the basket. We have the best fans. We have absolutely the best fans in the world.
Absolutely.
They're like family.
Yeah, they surprise us all the time. They bring. I'll tell you. So we do this thing. You can also check out Carlo and Lou's Cannoli Reviews channel, where we go around the cities that we're playing. And we try out all the different bakeries, and we do it's kind of like the pizza review that Barstool does, but we do it in cannolis because we're Italian, and then we slip in other pastries. But since we started that, people have just bring in dozens and dozens of cannolis every time that we're in different cities.
I just want a sfogliatelle.
Yeah, we got to do
I just want a sfogliatelle.
We got to do a sfogliatelle. We got to do a sfogliatelle channel. But people are so great. They're great. They bring in the cannolis. They invite us to their homes, their bakeries, their restaurants. So we want to give a shout out to all these wonderful people, and they keep us going.
Right, Lori Rinaldi, Craig Sesti, Don Matera.
They're awesome.
Gina Marie was watching, and thank God for all you guys.
I have an Italian bakery 3 blocks away, and you know the 3-color cookie.
Absolutely,
they make a pastry like that with cannoli cream in the middle.
There you go. Does it
get any better than that?
It does not.
Yeah,
we'll be there. We'll be there. Once we're playing in your town, we'll make a stop there and do a cannoli review. And we call it cannoli review, but we can review anything we want. That's just the name of the title. But we get into different things as well. So we will enjoy that one.
Definitely. Well, listen, thanks again, guys. I really appreciate it. And let's stay in touch.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
Bob.
We appreciate it.
You're quite welcome.
We do. Thank you, Bob.